and welcome to day 8 of 12 days of coasters. Today we're going for a nice traditional flower shape. So this is a little bit similar, you might think, to the one that we did a few days ago. However, the main difference is we've obviously got this really nice open work here, and the petals, rather than creating them all into one stitch, these petals are actually created across 5 stitches. So slightly similar to the way that the farmhouse coaster was done a while ago. These are very quick to make. We've only got 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds and then they are created. So I'm using a 4.5 with some Scheepjes SoftFun, which has been one of the main superstars of this series. So that's a double knit weight, so any double knit will work. I like a 4mm, a 4.5. I know a lot of people use a 4 with a DK. It really doesn't matter. It will simply size up or size down, however you like. This is slightly smaller than this coaster, that's worth noting. So if you did want something that's larger for a candle, then I would recommend obviously sizing your yarn and your hook up, or alternatively, you know, using this one for candle. This one's very much sort of like a normal mug size or a small votive candle. So let's get started. To get started with our flower, we're going to create a slip knot, and then we're going to chain 5. And then we're going to slip stitch into the first chain to create ourselves a nice little ring of chains. And then out of this we're going to chain 3, and this chain 3 is going to mimic a double crochet, and then we're going to chain 1 more. So we've actually got a chain of 4 coming out of that ring. We're then going to place a double crochet into the centre of that ring, and then we're going to chain 1, and we're going to continue placing a double crochet into the centre, followed by chain 1. Get a little bit more yarn, so I've got plenty. And what we want to do is we want to do this until we have placed 7 double crochets and 7 chains. So yeah, every time we do one we count. So this doesn't include our original chain. So count the first true double crochet as your first one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 double crochet in a chain. 6 double crochet in a chain. And then 7 double crochet in a chain. Perfect. And then what you're going to do is you're going to slip stitch into the 3rd chain, because this chain of 3 is a double crochet and a chain 1 if you like. So the best way to work out which one is to think of, okay, this is my double crochet here, this is my chain 1 that's going in between all my stitches, so the one here is going to be the chain that I'm going to slip stitch into to join. And what you will have created is a ring in a ring with 8 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 sections. Perfect. So for round 2, what we're going to do, and I just get myself plenty of yarn. Oh, sometimes this happens. We end up with a big amount. If you ever get that, just kind of loosen it with your fingers. What's happened is it's just had a little bit of a tight tension. There you go. And what you should find is it shouldn't knot. It will pull apart quite nicely. So for round 2, I would like you to chain 3. And And then what I'd like you to do is in the base of that chain 3, I'd like you to put a double crochet. So that's into the very base here at the top of this double crochet here. Okay, so essentially with the double crochet, with the chain and the double crochet, it looks like they're both coming out of this double crochet here like that. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to then chain 2, so 1, 2. We're going to skip our chain and we're going to crochet into the top of the double crochet, and we're only going to be crocheting into the top of the double crochet every time we go around here, and into the top of that we're going to place 2 double crochets. Okay, so can you see? I've chained 2 and then I've placed my 2 double crochets into the top of the one from the previous row. So we're going to chain 2, and now we're going to place another 2 double crochets into the top of that next double crochet. It's going to be a lot of double crochets said in this video. Okay, so chain 2 and place 2 double crochets into that next double crochet, and you're going to continue all the way around, chaining 2 and placing 2 double crochets into the top of the double crochet. And once you finish this, you will again end up with 8 sections. So you'll have 8 pairs of double crochets with a chain of 2 in between each one. Okay, so nearly back to the beginning. I'm just gonna get a little bit more. I love this coral. I think the camera makes it look a little bit more orangey than it is, but it's a beautiful peachy coral colour in the Scheepjes SoftFun. It's really pretty. I'm going to take my time and go steady with this so that we can do it together. Okay. So I've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's time to do my final chain of 2. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to slip stitch into the top of that original chain 3 to finish my round 2. So there we go. So we've got our sections, our 8 sections. Lovely. So the next round, I'd like you to slip stitch into the next double crochet, and then I'd like you to slip stitch into the space next to it. So we've placed 2 slip stitches essentially so that we can start our row in the space, because for this round we will be crocheting into the spaces only. So we're going to chain 3 to start our round like we always do, and then in the same space as the chain 3 I'd like you to place 4 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, like so. And then when you've placed your your chain of 3 and your 4 double crochets into your space, you're going to jump straight across. Oh, pardon me. Little frog in my throat there. You're going to jump straight across into the next space, and you're going to place 5 double crochets into that next space, that chain 2 space. Okay, and you're going to do this all the way around, placing 5 double crochets in every space all the way around. Okay, so we've got, there we go, we've got 5 in there. Let's have some more yarn. So yeah, 5 double crochets in every chain space as we go around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to do this all the way along with you. There's no pause the video and skipping. It's a Sunday morning where I am. I'm enjoying a nice crochet. I like to think I'm crocheting with you guys anyway, so we'll crochet along together our 5 double crochets into every space. I've got Moomin, my cat, with me here. She's actually gone to sleep. I thought she was going to try and eat the yarn. I do like it when she joins the videos, but I'm sure it's going to get a little bit too much if every single crochet video in 12 days of crochet is completely disrupted by little madam wanting to eat everything. The odd one's funny and cute, and thank you to those who've left some lovely comments on my channel and on my Instagram about the cats. You can actually follow them if you want to on Instagram. They've got their own Instagram, poppit.moomin. I'll pop a link below if you do want to follow them. They certainly look a lot sweeter than they can be, because they're extremely playful. I have ragdolls. They are very playful. They're almost like puppies in cat form, which is cool because, you know, you can play fetch with them and they'll bring it back and drop it in your hand, which is ever so sweet. Well, here she is. She's just looked up. I think she's just heard her name. She's just having a relax. Okay, so how are we getting along? So 5 double crochets in every chain 2 space all the way around. Nice. This is a really nice relaxed pattern as well. You know, it's got a nice mix. It's not just, you know, the same row round and round again, but equally it's not too taxing as far as patterns go, having to, you know, keep an eye on everything and make sure that you haven't missed a stage. It's got a nice, and it's got very few rows. I mean, this is the penultimate row. The next one is putting the petals on. I mean, fantastic, isn't it? Okay, so I finished my 5 in my final one. Hopefully you're at the same place as me. Obviously if you're ahead of me, then that's fantastic. Apologies, you've had to wait for me. That would be ironic. And if you haven't quite got there, you know, then please obviously do pause the video, and I'm sure you'll be there in no time at all. So all that's left to do is to slip stitch into the top of that chain 3 to close our round. So we're now going to start placing our stitches in our petals, and each of these sections of 5 double crochets are going to be our petals. So we've obviously slip stitched into the first one in this chain of 5, which is absolutely fine, and we're going to start the row as is. So all we're going to do is we're going to go straight into the next stitch in the section of 5, so that will be the second one along, and you can identify that because there will be these little gaps, can you see, in between each section of 5. So you're going to do a half double crochet, so very similar to a double. We yarn over, insert our hook, then we just yarn over and pull through all 3. So we've got a slip stitch, a half double. We're now into the third one of our group of 5, so that's our central stitch. We're going to place 3 double crochets into the central stitch. So 2, 3. And then following suit, to bring the pattern back down, we're going to place a half double in the next one, and then we're going to slip stitch into the last one. So we're now going to jump across to this next set of 5 by slip stitching into the first stitch in that set, or essentially the next stitch along, because it, you know, it is a well, it's an octagon, I suppose, if you think about it. Is it an octagon? No, it's actually sort of forming more of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a hexagon in some strange way. So half double crochet into the second stitch of the 5, place 3 doubles into the center, so do 3 and then a half double crochet into that one and then a slip stitch. Okay, I will pop to the side here actually a little prompt. I'm going to try that to see how it gets along. So I'm going to move my crochet over to this side, which means by the power of video editing I can pop the pattern for the petals as so. So slip stitch, half double crochet, 3 doubles in the center, 1, 2, 3, half double crochet and a slip stitch. Super. So slip stitch, half double crochet, 3 doubles into the center petal, or the center double crochet if you like of the petal, half double crochet and a slip stitch. And can you see, look, we've already created 4. I mean, it's such a quick and easy one. So slip stitch, half double, 3 doubles. If you can hear this noise that sounds like this, it's actually my heating. It's quite loud, but it's very cold here. I'm sure it's a lot colder in places where my viewers are around the world, but yeah, I'm not used to it being sort of under 5 degrees, and I think it's possibly, oh no, hang on, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm trying to half double because I'm chit-chattering. So I've placed my slip stitch and my half double, so it's time for my 3 doubles in the center. Yeah, I've definitely got the heating on and a jumper. Oh yes. Okay, a little bit more yarn before we finish this. We're not far off. So half double, there we are, and a slip stitch, a half double, and on the center one of mine, so 3 doubles, 1, 2, 3. The heating sounds like it's about to explode, doesn't it? I'll probably watch this back and you can barely hear it and you'll think, why is she talking about her heating? We can't hear anything. Okay, last petal, amazing. Half double crochet, 3 doubles, go nice and steady for you, so we can crochet along together, a half double, and then we're going to slip stitch into our final part. So all that's left to do is snip, and what we're going to do is my lovely invisible join. So we're going to take our darning needle, and thank you so much. I think I called this a bodkin in an earlier video, and one of my followers actually said that they were different, and for some reason I always just thought kind of bodkin was a blunt needle, but I did Google it, and apparently, you know, bodkins are much more complex than needles in terms of kind of weaving elastics and things through. So thank you so much. You know, it's always good to know that you're not saying something that's incorrect. That's quite embarrassing. So thread our needle through. And what we're going to do, so we've pulled our yarn through, can we see like this? We're going to hop across 2. So we've joined in this stitch here. Can you see? We're going to miss the next one, which is our single crochet, our slip stitch, and we're going to hop across to the next one, which would have been a half double crochet in our petal, and we're going to put our needle in from the front to the back. I'm going to pull it like so, and then we're going to fold it back across like this, and the stitch that it came out of, can you see the centre? We're going to put our needle into the centre, and we're going to bring it to the front like so. And then realise this looks a little bit complicated, but we've actually mimicked a stitch. Can you see? This is what it came out of. We threaded it around the back through this stitch here, from back to front through both loops. We took it along the front, taking it back into the centre of the stitch, from the centre to the front, and all you need to do is pull it so that it's roughly the right size for a stitch. And then all I like to do is bring it down and into the work somewhere here to secure, and you've got your nice invisible join there. So then it's just a case of weaving in the end, and the way I like to weave my end in is I weave it a couple of times around, slowly working it towards the centre like so, so that when I get to the centre I can tie it together to the one from the centre. And I don't tend to machine wash my coasters too much. I do only hand wash them if they get any tea spills or anything on, so I don't need to sort of secure these knots to make them machine washable. So, and there we have our coaster. So if you like this coaster, please give it a thumbs up. You don't know how much a thumbs up on a video helps the channel. It's unbelievable. It puts it straight in front of other people, and helps, more people see it, more people create it. So thank you ever so much for watching, my happy hookers. If you would like to see the next video in 12 days of coasters, then please do hit the notification bell, and I'll see you soon. Bye.